Hi Stampers, this is video number 3 of the card tutorials from my Stamp-A-Stack in early November. And as you can see by this, we're using the Wondrous Wreath set. Let me pull that out right here. This is the stamp set I used for the third card. Let me show you this sample because I have one already done. And then I'll show you how we put it together. How fun is that? And again, everything's better with glitter. So let's put this together. This is an awesome set. I love the, I keep saying 2-step stamping, but this is multiple step stamping. I love the way these pieces go together to make these wreaths. They're beautiful. And then the framelits to go along with them. Actually, I'll show you that right now. The set of framelits that goes along with it is awesome. These are the ones here. It cuts out absolutely everything, so there's really no fuss about it. And I love the way the tab system works. I'll show you that when we go to Stamper Images. So let me get this out of the way. And we'll start with the card. And then I'll show you what I'm talking about by the tab system on the stamps and on the framelits. So we're using Garden Green. And this is just a regular card base. So the 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So we end up with the 5.5 by 4 1/4. So that's easy peasy. Get that out of the way. And then this is cut just a little bit smaller. So that's the 5 1/4 by 4. To fit on the front, and we are going to stamp on here. So this is what I'm talking about. The stamp set here has little, move my fingers, little tabs at the bottom, and you'll see that on all of them. Here are the other leaves. There's the little tab at the bottom. Excuse me. And the berries are the same thing. And they're there so that they're easy to line up. So what I've done is I just automatically put my tabs at the bottom so that I don't have to think about where they were. But if you put all of your tabs at the bottom when you're stamping, then all of these should line up perfectly. And you should get the perfect image. And consequently, when you line up these tabs with your framelits as well, see these have the same little tabs on them, then they'll cut out perfectly. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I take my framelit, of course it has to be this way, and line it up with my tab, it will cut in the exact spaces it should so that you can get that full wreath. And then this little guy is perfect because he goes right in the middle, and there's like a little space there where the leaves are. That's where this is on the framelit. So you get a perfect wreath every time. It's an awesome, awesome system. We're not going to do the framelits today, but I wanted to show you that they went with the stamp set. We're just doing the stamping. So I've already mounted that piece. Let's get our white back here. So we've got our Whisper White, and I'm going to start it with a lighter color, the Pear Pizzazz. And I've got my full wreath that I'm going to start with. And some cat hair, but that always happens in this house. So let's ink that up. And again, my tab, I'm going to point down. And stamp our image. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to give this guy a little scrub because I need to use the block again. So we'll clean that guy off, peel this off, and then we're going to go with our second step. So I'm going to put my stamp on. Again, my tab is down. We're going to close up the Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to go on to the Garden Green that matches our cardstock. I'm going to ink this up. And I hope you can see this properly. My tab is down, just like my other one was. And if I start to stamp, you can see that these leaves match up exactly with the leaves that are already stamped. So you're just covering over with the darker color ink. How cool is that? I love it, I love it, I love it. Easy peasy and a great wow. So then I'm going to get out the Cherry Cobbler. And I've got the berries mounted. And again, it has a tab. Keep that at the bottom. Berries. Away we go. So now we've got our Whisper White stamping done and our cardstock base. So we're just going to mount that with, oh, my snail is out. Let's try the next one. I'm going to mount that on the front of the card. And then I've got one of the bows punched out, and this is from the framelit set that comes with the Wondrous Wreath. There's the little bow. And now I cut it out of the red glimmer paper, but there is a bow in here. So you could stamp that in your cherry cobbler and then punch that out as well. And there's the tail, which comes with a framelit. So you can put, you know, the tail at the top of the wreath so it looks like it's hanging off a door. Cuts everything. It's awesome. I've put some dimensionals on the back of that. And then I'm just going to grab a piece of Whisper White, because I also have one of the greetings from this set. Happy Wonderful Christmas. I'm going to stamp that in the cherry cobbler as well. And I've got our modern label punch, one of my favorite punches ever. Center that up. So we've got all of our letters. And then I've also punched the modern label out of a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. And I'm going to cut that to fit underneath my greeting. So I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to match both of them up. And then I'm just going to snip off these little corners. I find if I don't, they can poke out from behind your greeting. And that just, to me, that just gets distracting. So I'm just going to mount that behind. So put a little bit of snail on each of these. And I'm going to hug that in behind the greeting and try to make it even on both sides. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And we're ready to put the last bits on the front of the card. So we'll peel off the backs of our dimensionals for our greeting. And then with this one, what I did for anything that's small, really, I take the edge of my Stampin' Dimensionals and I cut with my little snips. And I take the little pieces off so that they don't poke out from behind whatever I'm trying to attach. The little stars, the bow, I'm trying to think of some other things I've used it for. So the red glimmer paper, some dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to put that on the top of the wreath. And there we go. Voila! Happy, wonderful Christmas. So this is the third card in the series of the Stamp-A-Stack cards. So let me see if I can pull the rest of them out to show you. We did the Wondrous Wreath. The second video was the Season's Greetings with the stars. And then the first video was the Stashing Through the Snow card with the Santa. So you can look back through the videos on the YouTube channel and see the different tutorials for them. I hope you liked the video series. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas cards. And I hope you have fun making your own set with the Wondrous Wreath stamp set. Thanks a lot for watching and happy stamping!